We found out Bill was ill right after William was born. When we asked him if it was okay to name William after him, he'd been declared cancer-free, and so we thought everything was fine. And I was recovering from having a baby, and it was like, can you come down? And I thought, well, why can't you come up? And it turned out he was having a lot of pain, that the cancer had spread, and he was having a lot of pain. And so it was bittersweet introducing William to William, but it cracked me up because Bill called him Junior.
One of the things about Bill was that he didn't really complain. Even when he was sick and I knew he was in pain, he didn't complain. And so it was hard for me to know that he was as ill as he was at first because he didn't talk too much about it. And I didn't realize how serious it was until he called and said, can you come and stay with me? And he didn't want to be alone. And I could tell he was frightened, and it was serious.
It was the beginning of Christmas holidays, and Tim had done his last day at work, and I said, you go in the morning early because I'll finish cleaning up the house and packing for however long it's going to be, and I'll come with the baby later. And so Tim went down, and Bill was in an unconscious state. It wasn't comatose necessarily, but there might be a little pull of a grin when they were telling a story. Tim and Maryetta sat there and told stories on Bill and greeted people who came to see Bill in the hospice. And I didn't show up until later that night with William. And William was only 2 or 3 months old at the time. And when I came in, I said, hi, Bill, it's Caroline, knowing I wouldn't get a response, but you never know how much they're able to take in. And the whole family was there, Sandy and John, and we're hanging out, telling stories, and kind of being that. The love of family was just all around. And it got time for us to go. And I watched my husband, who's a tall guy, big good man, lean over his very ill father. He hugged him and he said, I love you, Dad. And Bill, who had been in a kind of a unresponsive state all day, I was on an angle and I saw him fight with all his body, and he went, I love you. And no words came out, but he mouthed it. And then when Sandy hugged him goodbye, he said, I love you. And so one of the things that I will always know about Bill is his number one thing was the love of his kids. And his kids will always be a joy to him wherever he is, because Sandy carries on his ability to laugh at kids and what they do and be childlike. She just has a way of enjoying life, and Noel is always going, come on kids, it'll be fun, let's go camping. And when I see Tim with William, I know he's a really good dad too, and I think that's one of the things that Bill passed on, is being a really good parent.